Why do most of us not realize we're in the rat race until it's too late? Let's talk about it. What's up? I'm the Young and Free Retiree, and welcome to my channel where we discuss all things related to finances, primarily through my own personal journey as I navigate early retirement and through the lens of other people's financial successes and mistakes. If you like the content, hit that like and subscribe button. If not,
Get out! Get the hell out! Get out! Get out! Let me out! Get out!
throughout my financial journey, I've always tried to educate people on any and everything I learn about finances. Now, I'm not saying I'm a financial guru. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm just one of those people that's self-taught because I had desire. I never wanted to be broke. I never really had a desire for materialistic things, but I always just wanted to learn about finances. And throughout that journey of learning, I've always tried to educate other people. And no matter what method I tried, it seemed like a lot of 90% of the people were just resistant to hearing the information. No matter how I twisted it, no matter how I tried to deliver it, it always just seemed like it fell on deaf ears. And it was something that always just like really made me just wonder, like, why do people not listen and get this? Like, I don't understand it. Like, it's so important. It's a critical piece of life. Like, everyone should be willing to listen to this. And I'm not saying I'm the best communicator, not whatsoever, but I have gone through some financial courses, and so I really think I know a good deal about finances, considering I am at this point in my life where I am retired, right, at 43. So I got to know something, right? I'm doing something, right? But it's just always something that's always perplexed me, like always had me wondering, like, why do they not want to listen to the information? And I think, and today I came across a video that really helped me to understand why, to some degree.
So I posted a video yesterday of this young woman who was crying about having to work a 9 to 5 and how miserable she was. I retired in December of 2022 at the age of 58, so it's coming up on 3 years. And if I have to be honest, I sometimes wonder how in the hell did I work for 35 years, and all 35 years I drove into an office. But at no time during those 35 years did I ever think that anything was abnormal. You know, you get up, you get dressed, you drop the kids off at daycare, you get in the car, you go to work. That's just what we did, at least in my generation. But now that I've settled into retirement, it is fascinating to me how when you're in the rat race, you know, when you're in it and you're just doing things and following suit, you have no idea what you're actually putting yourself through. I mean, if we have to be honest, right? And I sometimes see people who are living that corporate life. You know, they're not entrepreneurs. They are doing a 9 to 5. And they're like, you know, I have 15 years to go or 10 years to go. And what I have to say to you is preserve yourself. In other words, don't make everything about that damn job, because I didn't. You know, I taught fitness classes the whole time I worked. I traveled. I spent time with my family. So you have to look at it like this. If the Lord blesses you with living long enough to hit retirement, that's just one phase of life. But you got to live your life along the way. And it's not just work-life balance. It's life-work balance. Okay? Live your life and balance the work. All right. Love y'all. Bye.
Yeah, that video it was fascinating to me because it really helped me understand why a lot of people, why the information, people didn't really pick up on the things I'd be trying to teach them, or not even teach them, just share with them. And it wasn't just with like coworkers that I was sharing this information with. It'd be like with family members, random strangers, anyone that was willing to talk about finances. That's something I enjoy talking about. And I know not many people are interested in it, but even some of the smallest things, and And like I said, I would always wonder, like, why do they not understand it? And that video helped me gain some insight to it because many of us, we are creatures of habit, and we don't realize our environment, the nature of our environment, until we're removed from it. It's like how they say some people, like when you're in a bad relationship with somebody and you don't realize how toxic or bad that relationship is until you're no longer in that environment. It's just, and it kind of makes a lot of sense because it's just like when you're growing up in your neighborhood, you don't realize how bad your neighborhood is until you leave your neighborhood. It really is. It has a stronghold on you, your environment. And so a lot of times when somebody's from the outside trying to tell you something, I think a lot of people take it as they get a little defensive at times, or they just become resistant to the information they're hearing it because they don't see it through their own lens. But when you walk into, that's just like sometimes people can't even see their home is to some degree nasty until somebody else walks in and tell them like, yo man, your house is nasty. People just have blinders on, or they just become so conditioned to their state of living that they don't understand the grind, and a lot of times the things that are binding you down in life, that are really restricting you and limiting you financially, and a lot of times it's our own self doing. We Anytime you get a raise, you see people go out and they treat themselves. There's lifestyle creep. They want to go out and buy the newest shiniest thing that they can get because they feel like they have to reward themselves for getting a promotion. When in all actuality, you should be decreasing your expenses and taking advice from other people, or trying to self educate yourself about finances, because the rat race is a real thing. And it's so funny because I know there's a movie about it too, which I don't think I really ever watched fully, but I'm gonna watch that movie eventually. I'll watch it eventually again. Um, but the rat race is a real thing. And a lot of people, we get in our habits, our day to day living of, like the lady said in the video, going to go pick up the kids, just doing whatever, X, Y, and Z throughout our day. And you become so conditioned to your routine that you just don't see how restrained and limited you are. It's like that hamster being on that wheel. You just on that wheel, just going in a circle. And if you ever seen a hamster in a circle, he think he's going somewhere. He's getting his workout in. He's enjoying himself, and that's to the same degree. That's how a lot of people are in this world, in this life, and that helped me gain a lot of understanding. Because, like I said, I would rack my brain. I would be a little bit frustrated, like, because you see people in these predicaments, financial predicaments, and you like, if you'd have just listened to what I was trying to tell you, about having an emergency fund, or trying to set something up for your kids' college fund, you wouldn't be in that situation where you're trying to get a loan for an emergency, or something that broke on your car, because you didn't have the money available. Even though you get paid just like I do, especially in the military, many people getting paid, and they were in these financial predicaments. And most time it wasn't even the young kids; it was the older adults that would be in these financial binds, financial predicaments, and it just made me like, why not? Why don't you get it? Like, you don't you get tired of making the same financial mistakes throughout your life? Um, and now I really understand it. Like, and when you're in that environment, you don't see how bad it is. You really can't see it through a true lens. And it's kind of like when you're in love. Same thing with being in love. You don't see a person's faults until that facade wears off. And once it wears off, then it hits you all in the face. It's the same thing when you're removed from that environment. When you leave that environment, it's like leaving your hometown. After you graduate, you leave your hometown. You think your hometown is the best thing some people do anyways. They think that their hometown is like the greatest place on earth. But they leave it, go to college, or go to the military, or go travel and do something and come back and experience the world, or either just go see other things and they're removed from that environment. Then they start to realize, like, this town sucks. We don't have that many stores. We don't have that many lights there. We don't have many parks. Our parks sucks. They're in poor condition. The homes look like trash, and you just really start to get it. And I know I went through that when I early in my life, and I understood the environment that I was in because I connected the dots. But a lot of people, they don't. Um, and just I don't know. I just A lot of people don't get it, and a lot of people never will. It's hard to realize you're in that rat race. You're in that cycle of just constantly going, living paycheck to paycheck. Y'all, 60% of America lives paycheck to paycheck. It is not restricted to just low income earners or mid tier income earners. Even high income earners, people in six figures, live paycheck to paycheck. So it's not an income thing. It's a mindset thing. That's what it boils down to. And you have to realize, I'm in the rat race. How can I get out of it? Read a book. Seek out some help. Take some classes. Do a Dave Ramsey course. Something to help you break free from that. And once you break free from it, I'm telling you, it will be a feeling like no other. It feels amazing when you can break out of that cycle. So I don't know. Any you guys you have any friends out there that you always try to tell them, like, hey man, y'all, it's like trying to save them, but they don't want to be saved. And time again, you try to educate them, but they not listening. They just stuck in the rat race forever and ever. Breaking free from that rat race cycle will help you live a life, will give you access to a life that many people will never live. And once you're in that point in your life, you'll start to realize, like, a lot of things, you don't desire them as much. And that's the beauty of retirement. Just always remember, life isn't about constantly chasing more things. It's more so about valuing the things that you have and desiring less. And make sure you put God first. Because without Him, it's a wrap.